There is not a bad word I can say about this film, and it brings so much joy to those that watch it. Everybody needs to see it, especially those that are passionate and love the world of film. It is superb. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome back to Lost the Plot. I am here, I am excited, and I am ready to bring you a review of Day 3 of the Big Picture Festival 2023. Now, just to be clear, I wasn't there for the full day on the Saturday, unfortunately, so I did not manage to see Song for the Sea or Hit the Road. And that's because I decided to play golf for my cousin's birthday, and I tell you what a torturous experience that was. And it really brought to light my ineptitude at being able to hit a small white ball in a straight bloody line. But it was a good day and the weather was nice, and I managed to make it to the evening of the Big Picture Festival. So, ups and downs. So I'm not going to talk about those two films, but from what I heard from people that were there, they were extremely brilliant. So I am going to go out my way and watch them and probably review them at some point in the future. But now I'm going to talk to you about the things that I were there for and the wonderful, wonderful things that I saw. Day 3 was held at the Holy Trinity Parish Centre, and it was a lovely little setting for the short film competition and the Q&A with the filmmakers, as well as a bunch of amateurs. And the first thing that I was there for, as I've just previously stated, was the short film competition and the Q&A with the winning filmmakers. Now, this started at around 6 and lasted about an hour, which was absolutely brilliant. And all of the short films that were selected to be winners, the 2 third places, the second place and the first place, will all be linked in the description because people should see them. They are excellent productions, and I find it extremely important that we try and celebrate filmmakers as much as we possibly can. Not just the big blockbusters all the time, but those independent filmmakers, the ones from grassroots level. So please, if you get the chance, watch them. They're not long, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You will thoroughly enjoy them as much as I did. I promise you, and I assure you of that. Unfortunately for the event, the filmmakers tied for third place were not in attendance. So Moa Sharkey and Michelle Bradley were not there, but we saw their films anyway, and they were absolutely superb. But the ones that were there, first place and second place, Freya Baker-Duffin, Lawrence Roberts. Now I'm going to talk about each of these films, starting with second place going to first place, and they were both absolutely superb. So here we go. In second place came Freya Baker-Duffin and her wonderful short film, Driven to Despair. This was a brilliant homemade film with no budget whatsoever, and it explored such an important aspect of mental health in the form of OCD. The film follows a journey of a young female character that takes a bus journey to meet her best friend, and I found this such a fantastic everyday scenario to explore that message and shed some light on the struggles that people have to deal with. The message of this film was so powerful, so very powerful, and very well put together. The use of audio was absolutely superb, especially in portraying the inner conflict that people have to experience and the struggle of doing something just every day, like getting on the bus and missing your stop. Again, very well put together. Unfortunately, I have contacted and been in touch with Freya, and she has agreed to come on the channel and to talk about her film, her aspirations, and what it takes to make something like this, to give us a little bit of insight to the industry and independent filmmakers. And I'm excited to have her on because she had definitely has a bright future in the industry. So I'm excited for that. Keep your eyes peeled because that will be in the coming weeks, months probably. but I'm excited. So that's 1-for-1, and it's a good one. Freya Baker Duffin, Driven to Despair, superb. Watch it from the description below. We've talked about the second place film. Now let's talk about the first place film. And that was created by Lawrence Roberts, and it was called The Amazing World of Emma. Again, this was a brilliantly made film, as you would expect from winners of a short film competition, and it does a superb job of exploring an important issue of stalking and the effect that technology can have on a person's life. This film does a superb job at bringing everyday real life into the horror genre, and in doing so really developed and built that tension and suspense throughout, as it's something that could easily happen to everyone. I thought that was a wonderful angle to take, especially by developing those horror aspects and conventions throughout the film. Very, very beautiful. And in the Q&A afterwards, Lawrence said the horror does not come from the jump scares, but in the anticipation building up to that moment. And you could clearly see that that's the mantra that he abided by for this film, as the slow reveal and the slow developing story was excellent. And it really, really created that suspense for the audience and kept you on the edge of your seat because it was so engaging. The actors were superb. The angles and camera shots were, again, superb. I was very impressed with that. And it was a well-produced film. Again, this one's a little bit longer. It's about 15 minutes. But again, thoroughly enjoyable and beautifully shot. It's not just Freya I've been talking to, but Lawrence as well. And he has agreed to come onto this channel to talk about this film, to talk about the process of filmmaking and any aspirations that he has. I'm excited to bring you this content because it's going to give you and myself a perspective of what it's like being in the industry and creating this projects and these art forms, which I'm excited. So excited because it gives us some more insight to what the world that we love is all about. So please keep your eyes peeled for content based on this in the future. I'm excited, if you can't already tell. And that brings us to the finale of day 3, where the wonderful comedic documentary A Bunch of Amateurs was shown. Now, this is a film that follows and explores the lives of members from one of the oldest movie clubs in the world, in the Bradford Movie Makers. And this film needs to be seen by anyone and everyone that loves this industry as much as I do and as others do. It is beautiful and does such a fantastic job of showing people what a common interest in film can bring to a society and a group of people. The happiness that it can bring, the enthusiasm that it inspires, and it even creates an extremely moving story of all of these individuals that we follow and the projects and the art that they create. This film does a stellar job at showing the happiness and enthusiasm that film can inspire. And as an audience, you can't help but be immersed in the stories of these real life people that you see on the camera and smiling, crying, laughing at everything that happens. It's beautifully put together. And each of the people that are explored throughout the film, you end up caring for. You end up developing that connection with them because you see them for who they really are. You follow them through everyday, relatable storylines that have that added comedy and value and emotion just because they are normal, everyday people. It makes the film so relatable, and especially for filmmakers, independent filmmakers, that probably relate to them more than others. But it is amazing to see these characters and see what they go through in order just to keep their club alive, because they go through immense struggle and adversity in order to keep their passion going. And I just want to say, some of the funniest moments to be ever captured on camera are thrown in the mix as well. It is hysterically funny. Sad at times, but hysterically funny. There is not a bad word I can say about this film, and it brings so much joy to those that watch it. Everybody needs to see it, especially those that are passionate and love the world of film. It is superb. Now that's all from me and day 3 of the Big Picture Festival. This was a wonderful day to celebrate the art of filmmaking and those that are so passionate about it. I shall see you in the next one, which shall be day 4. So buckle up. The finale, the big finish, which is massive, and I also have something massive to talk about in that video as well. So I am looking forward to it. I shall see you later.